6 Windows tips and more. If you want to see the power user menu in Windows 10 or 11, press the Windows logo key and X together to call up the power users menu. Then you can see lots of Windows settings, including system, device, phone, network, and internet, personalization, apps, accounts, time and language, gaming, ease of access, privacy, and update and security. If you want to boot into safe mode in Windows 10 and 11, safe mode is useful in troubleshooting computer issues like Windows 10 and 11 not booting. Unlike Windows 7, Windows 10 safe mode is not the easiest to access, making it one of Windows 10 and 11's hidden features. But you can still find it as long as you follow these steps. Step 1, press the Shift key and hold, then click the Restart button. Step 2, when you see the blue screen, follow this path. Troubleshoot, Advanced Options, Startup Settings, Restart, and then press number 4 on your keyboard to enable the safe mode. Your computer will then restart and you'll be in safe mode. Have you heard of the Cloud Clipboard? Cloud Clipboard allows you to seamlessly copy and paste text, links, and pictures across multiple devices. To bring up the Cloud Clipboard menu, hit the Windows key plus V. This will cause the Cloud Clipboard to appear, showing the content previously clipped and copied, including text, HTML, and images less than 1 megabyte in size. Copied text in this clipboard history can also be shared across all devices that are signed into the same Microsoft account, providing that the text is less than 100 kilobytes in size. To select a piece of the content from the clipboard history, left-click on it, then select Paste from the drop-down menu or hit Control-V, and you can paste that selected content wherever you want. Change the default program. Sometimes when you are annoyed that the default app has made a change, let's say Chrome is your default browser, but suddenly Edge takes over. In fact, you can roll back such settings in simple steps. Go to the Start menu, choose Settings, Apps, Default Apps, and then in the right panel, choose your own default app in each category. That's all you need to do. If you want to roll back to a previous version, and this is probably a good feature if you want to try, if your computer is capable of running Windows 11 and you'd like to try it, you could go ahead and upgrade to the Windows 11, and if you later decide that you don't like it, you can roll it back. This is one of the great features that allows users to roll back the operating system to any features that's added, and one of the most useful previous versions, useful within that you can do within 30 days. To roll it back, you do the following. You right-click the Start menu, click Settings, and then choose Update and Security. Next step is to, in the new pop-up setting window, click Recovery. And then step 3, scroll down to find the Go Back to an Earlier Build option and click Get Started. And then just follow the on-screen instructions to finish the recovery. Some additional tips are, and these are some that are most commonly used and are considered kind of hidden features. If you hold the Shift key down when dragging a file or folder to the recycle bin, it will delete that file permanently. If you hold down the Alt and then double click on a file or folder to open, you can open its properties. To open a command prompt window, you could press the Windows logo key plus R at the same time and run command, or you can type command or the CMD in the address bar of the File Explorer and press enter. If you want to quickly create a shortcut, hold down Control plus Shift and then drag and drop the file or folder icon in the desired destination folder. Press Control plus Shift and then right-click on the taskbar. You will then see the option to exit Explorer in the last row. And that concludes our tips.
Preventing hacking and staying secure is your responsibility. I'm Hewie Poplock. Last week, one of my neighbors rang my doorbell carrying her laptop. She had received a warning on her computer that she had an infected computer and immediately dialed the number in the warning and started speaking with someone who wanted access to her computer, which she gave him. And then when he wanted $329 to fix the problem, she realized she had done the wrong thing, hung up on him, logged off of the internet, and brought her computer to me immediately and said, "I know I did wrong. What can I do to fix it?" Last week, another one of my neighbors also came to me, had one of these warnings, and had done something similar. The majority of hacking is due to end users intentionally executing socially engineered Trojans that show up as fake antivirus software, malicious video codecs, fake patches, needed software drivers, and pop-up messages. Make sure your computers are protected by comprehensive anti-malware software, including antivirus, anti-spam, and anti-phishing capabilities. Better yet, ensure your browsers are also protected. Anti-malware software is far from perfect. To avoid phishing scams, check for mistakes, keep your software updated, install an antivirus app, use two-factor authentication, create backups, never send your private info, and don't click strange links. So which phishing scams are trending in 2022? Phishing scams trending in 2022 was phishing, spear phishing, whaling, vishing, sugar daddy scams, sextortion, email scams, and cryptocurrency scams. Phishing scams are often focused on a large group because at least one member will be tricked into placing themselves on the hook. However, rather than focusing on a particular target, basic phishing casts a vast net by using tools such as emails with malicious attachments included, social media messages, SMS, phone calls, and even creating fake websites for companies and organizations. Spear phishing, much like the previous analogy on phishing, spear phishing requires a lot of dedication and a single-minded focus on your target. Ideally, by the time your query is aware of your intentions, it's already too late to react. Whaling. Targets of whaling tend to be figures of immense political, financial, and social status. Vishing. A new update to a classic scam. Vishing involves the use of Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP, to spoof phone numbers from family, friends, loved ones, and businesses, government officials, and more. Sugar daddy scams. For those unfamiliar with the phrase sugar daddy, it refers to an act of old and wealthier individuals effectively purchasing the love and affection of younger partners. Sextortion. Email scams. This scam generally starts with an email containing digital footage or images of the victim using their webcam, screenshots of their computer screen, and other compromising pictures and information. Schemers convince the victim that they own the photos or recordings and threaten to send them to their friends, family, and employers, or start spreading them across various social media platforms. cryptocurrency scams. Regardless of the long-term performance of cryptocurrency market, one indisputable fact is that scammers will not be far behind where cryptocurrency goes. Smishing is a combination of the words short message services, SMS, and phishing. Today, cyber criminals often carry out smishing attacks because people tend to trust text messages more than emails. It's this mistaken trust that may have led to smishing scams increasing by more than 300% within the last 2 years. Now, here are some examples of smishing. The urgent message about your credit card with a link, and it will not be the actual link that you're expecting. The your bank account is locked type of smishing. Again, a fake link. The you won a prize, click here to get it text. The clearly fake but also funny smishing attack. And the unusual account activity. What you can do to avoid being smished. Although nobody can fully stop smishing attacks, here are a few ways to protect yourself and your company against them. Don't click on URLs you get in text messages or other forms of communication unless you know and trust the sender. Even if the text was sent to you by a friend, you should make sure they meant to send it. Do not respond to text messages from people you don't know from an unknown number or a phone number that doesn't look like one. Only download apps from official app stores. Do not enter your sensitive information on suspicious websites the attacker directs you to. Do not take action required by companies via text message. Choose to contact them using a method you trust, such as a telephone call, instead to verify the text was legit and not a scam. And report any suspicious text you receive and block the number without replying. Malicious email attachments are designed to launch an attack on users' computer. The attachments within these malicious emails can be disguised as documents, PDFs, emails, e-files, and voicemails. Attackers attach these files to emails that can install malware capable of destroying data and stealing information. You receive what seems to be an innocent-looking email from someone you know well, or at least know by name. The email will include an attachment that seems to go with the message of the email. If the message says something about a picture or a video you have to see, the picture will have the name that seems to fit. If you open it, you're on your way to trouble. If there's a virus hidden in that email, it's usually one of these few types. An attachment, either a virus program that's attached to an email message with a name that sounds intriguing. An HTML virus called an active content code, and is a small program written in a software language such as JavaScript or ActiveX. The HTML virus goes to work when you open the message to read it. In fact, the virus can be launched even if you simply open the message preview window. A multi-purpose internet mail extension virus called a MIME virus takes advantage of a security gap in browsers and email programs. Here's how I protect myself. I use a program called Mailwasher Pro. You'll see that all of my emails come in to one program called Mailwasher. I'm able to view the emails without having the HTML show. If I wanted to open up that email, I can do so. It's still in text at this point. You'll notice where it says view in HTML. When I do that, it shows me the HTML, but not any remote content. In other words, a picture or information on a website or somewhere on the internet. When I click show remote content, it then shows the photo. In my Outlook, I have my messages opening in plain text format, and it looks like this. If I click where it says to convert it from plain text format, I can display it as HTML. When I click on that, then I see the message like this. This protects me if there's any malware or anything embedded in the message. And if it's something I don't need to read, I can delete it before I even open up the HTML coding. To set that up, you go to the File tab in Outlook, go to Options, Click the Trust Center and then click Trust Center Settings. Click Email Security. And then under the Read as Plain Text, select the Read All Standard Mail in Plain Text as you see on the right. Here are some things you can do in your daily online activities to help prevent yourself from being phished, including taking a moment to examine the email or message for any misspellings or the lack of business greeting, ensuring that your smartphone, PC, tablet, or other electronic devices are set up to automatically do security updates, purchase robust antivirus, anti-malware software for protecting valuable data, using multi-factor authentication wherever possible and to reduce the likelihood of your accounts being compromised, creating backups of your data using external hard drives or cloud computing services, never sending information like your credit card number or social security card via email or text, not clicking on suspicious links or opening attachments on unexpected emails, and using spam filters. This has been Preventing Hacking and Staying Secure. That's your responsibility. I'm Hewie Poplock.
Hi, I'm Mike Ungerman of the Central Florida Computer Society. I became interested in using solar energy to help defray the expenses of our electrical utility bill a number of years ago. This is a picture of the roof on our home about 5 years ago, after researching the use of a solar collector for hot water heating and planning and installing the first of 2 phases of solar photovoltaic electric power generation. Today's presentation will be the first of several addressing the use of solar energy in an owned home. Thus follows an introductory overview. Solar energy is abundant, accessible, and increasingly affordable. As costs have fallen, more and more people are going solar in one or more methods. According to the Solar Energy Independent Association, there are now over 3 million solar electric installations in the U.S., producing over 126 gigawatts of energy. Shown here are 3 of the major rooftop uses of solar energy. In addition to producing electrical power, solar can be used to produce hot water, replacing less efficient and more costly hot water heating systems. Also prevalent for swimming pool owners are solar pool heating systems, although many times a cost trade-off of electrical pool heating powered by electricity from a solar voltaic system may be more economical and make better use of the available space on your roof. Solar energy comes, obviously, from the sun. So you need a system that includes solar panels placed either on a roof or a rack located on your property and properly aligned for the best efficiency in collecting the solar energy. Wiring from the panels will lead to electrical boxes that convert the energy for use in your home and control whether excess energy can be sent to the utility company grid. Solar panels produce direct current, or DC, which must be converted to alternating current, or AC, to be integrated with your home's electrical system. The box or boxes that do this are called inverters. Shown here is a string inverter that takes the panel's DC energy and converts it to AC, usually located in a single box on the side of the home. The AC power is then integrated with the home's electrical panels, and a 2-way power meter keeps track of any excess energy produced by the system, which is sent to the utility grid for credit to your regular bill. During periods when the panels do not produce energy, 100% of your home uses the grid for power. This grid-tied system does not include any battery storage for use at night or cloudy days. A second method of converting DC to AC is the microinverter, In this configuration, multiple small inverters are located on or adjacent to each solar panel in your system, thus converting the DC to AC and the voltage necessary for your home at the source instead of requiring high voltage DC lines running to your utility panels. Otherwise, the system works pretty much the same as a standalone inverter, with excess energy being sent to the grid. Again, in this configuration, no batteries are supported, although recent technology developments now allow battery storage systems to be used with microinverters. As stated before, the previous configurations did not include battery backups to store excess energy from the solar production, and then send it to the home at night or periods of cloudiness that prevent efficient energy production. And until recently, solar systems employing battery storage had to be configured with standalone string inverter systems as shown in this diagram. Now, some manufacturers have developed microinverter-based solar systems that can include battery storage and backup. This excellent video shows how different configurations of solar PV systems may be deployed using the different types of inverters, including a configuration that takes the advantage of microinverters and combines them with the lower costs of string inverters.
In a photovoltaic solar system, the inverters convert the DC electricity produced by the solar panels into AC electricity. Till today, the vast majority of solar systems use string inverters. In these systems, the solar panels are wired in series to form a string. Solar panels wired in series add more voltage to a string. One or more strings are wired to an inverter in parallel connection to add more current or amps. String inverters have a limited power range, and large solar systems need several inverters. This system is used all over the world and has proven to be the most cost-effective system, but there are a few drawbacks. The first major drawback occurs when a part of the solar panels are shaded. When one or more panels produce less energy, the power output from the whole string is reduced to the level of its weakest panel. This can drastically reduce the power output of the whole system. Areas that are known to get shade cannot be used to install solar panels. This reduces the amount of utilized roof space. Secondly, for each string inverter to work properly, every string must have an equal number of solar panels. They all have to be installed in the same angle, and all panels have to be of the same type. This doesn't affect a larger solar system much, but for smaller solar systems, it can be quite a challenge to meet these three criteria and design the most productive configuration that fits on the roof. If you want to install panels on different sides of the roof facing different directions, you would need an extra inverter for every different angle, which is most likely not cost efficient in a small system. This is another major drawback. There is also a safety issue with traditional string inverter systems. In case of emergency, the utility grid can be shut down, but not the solar panels. The panels will keep producing electricity as long as the sun is shining. During a power cut, the inverter will stop the electricity from flowing into the power lines, but the cables from the roof to the inverter will still be under high tension. To solve the problems of a string inverter system, the solar industry had to come up with a solution. Today, there are two options available in the market: microinverters and DC power optimizers. Microinverters came first. In a system with microinverters, the function of one big inverter is split into many little inverters. The microinverters are installed under every solar panel and convert the electricity from DC to AC right there under the panel. Every microinverter can be connected directly to the grid independent from other microinverters in the system. When one panel gets shaded, it will not affect the performance of other panels. The right voltage is found through a technique called maximum power point tracking, or MPPT. When maximum power point is applied at panel level instead of a system as a whole, performance will naturally increase. The configuration of a system with microinverters is very flexible. Solar panels can be installed in various angles, and different types of solar panels and microinverters can be added to the system. For safety reasons, when the power fails, microinverters shut down and stop feeding electricity into the cables. Microinverters are rapidly gaining popularity, particularly for residential solar systems, but they are far more expensive than systems with regular string inverters. When DC power optimizers were introduced, they became a more affordable option. This system splits the traditional inverter in two products: a power optimizer and a simplified inverter. The power optimizers are located under each panel, turning them into intelligent modules. By using panel-level tracking and real-time adjustments of current and voltage, the power optimizers maximize system output to the optimal working point of each panel. When one or more panels are shaded or face different directions, the performance of each string is optimized such that the underperforming panels do not affect the output of the other panels in the string. Compared to the limited design of traditional string inverter systems, systems with power optimizers are very flexible. It enables connection of much longer strings, and different types of solar panels can be added. For safety reasons, during a power cut, the power optimizers reduce the power output of each panel to a low and safe voltage. Microinverters and power optimizers are also referred to as module-level power electronics, or MLPEs. A great benefit of systems with MLPEs is that the performance of each panel can be monitored individually. The performance of each panel is sent to a database, and authorized people can log in to a website to view the status of the system. This is a great benefit for maintenance workers. They can remotely analyze the problem and come to the site prepared to perform the maintenance. Overall, systems with MLPEs are more efficient and will produce more power than a similar system with a traditional string inverter. They are still more expensive than a traditional system, but prices are falling as their popularity grows. MLPEs have better durability, a longer lifespan, and they come with a longer warranty period.
So we've taken an initial look at the potential for an individual homeowner to utilize solar energy to help power their homes. We've seen some configurations of the equipment and wiring that is required. In future presentations, we will examine the process of analyzing whether solar PV is a good option for your home and how to go about the planning and purchasing processes.